Hey, Bianca, we really appreciate you taking the time to connect with us today to share with job seekers what your experience was like really working with the Resume Wizard 101 team. So, could you just kind of start off by sharing a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I only have a background in sales. I've been in sales for around 6 years right now, and primarily in like the tech space.
Yeah, awesome. And then I know you're like I think you're in senior account executive sales. Can you kind of dive into what it was like when you were job hunting, looking for those senior account roles? How did that go for you initially? And maybe what were some of the things that you felt like you were really struggling with?
Yeah, and I think I just wasn't getting a lot of traction when I was applying on LinkedIn. And so I was even like reaching out to people individually, and I just really wasn't getting the responses that I wanted.
Mhm.
Also, I wasn't getting any recruiters reaching out to me individually. So I
Mhm.
just wasn't getting much traction. And I think also, there weren't, from what I could have saw, like the opportunities weren't there for me to even apply to because maybe I wasn't looking in the right places. But those were kind of the challenges I was running into.
Okay.
Not even getting like the initial interview.
I see. Okay. And what do you feel like? I guess what part of the service do you feel like helped you start to land those interviews that you were getting, and what did the results kind of look like after for you once we had worked together?
Yeah, and so once, the team kind of redid my resume and I worked with the coaches, I filled out the intake form. I was getting so much more traction on LinkedIn and I had recruiters reaching out to me. It was like actually crazy, like the amount of success that I got just from reading my resume. And I had no idea that that was like such a huge impact, with like job seekers. So my resume was not good. And I definitely felt that like after your team redid it, I was getting like way more
Mhm.
responses.
Yeah. Do you know like roughly how many interviews you might have landed? From the time that we had initially written that resume to the time that you ended up signing an offer, because I know it yielded an offer for you.
Yeah, and the time was actually really short for the turnaround, which was great.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to be applying for months, and
Yeah.
luckily I didn't have to go through that. But I think I got like 4 interviews,
Nice.
which was great because I had zero before.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And I guess tell us a little bit about your job now. How are you liking it? I mean, was this a job that you actually were happy with when you were targeting roles? When you worked alongside the Resume Wizard team.
Yeah, definitely. And I truly love my job right now. I wanted a fully remote job in the tech space,
Mhm.
obviously in the sales space. And so my old job was in just like a different industry and I wasn't super happy. And so,
Mhm.
I wanted to get out there and find something else and I just was
Yeah.
having trouble with it. And so I'm really happy about where I ended up.
Nice.
Especially having like a fully remote job in like an industry that I wanted.
Hmm. And do you remember like what the number of applicants you were competing with, like when you were looking at job postings for those senior account roles? I know sometimes they can get pretty high volume. So I'm curious, like, do you remember how many applicants you saw applying to some of these positions, just on average?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere from like few hundreds to thousands. So I felt like I was competing against so many people and I had to make myself stand out in some capacity. And I think that's where my old resume wasn't showing is like I know I had the experience and it was just about portraying myself in like the right light.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm really glad we were able to help you there. Just really curious, what would you say to someone who, might be on the fence about a service like this? Yeah, like I guess what would your thoughts be on just being able to, give someone the advice who isn't sure whether they should do a resume service or not?
Yeah, and I would say, especially like Resume Wizard 101, I haven't worked really with any other resume writing companies, but specifically you guys, I felt like I was very much heard and taken care of and like the aspect of like a quick turnaround time. And I felt like it was very customized to my needs and what I needed out of it. And so I feel like you guys like really listen and take time. And I would tell somebody definitely go for it because you're really going to be investing in yourself and in your future. And it might, seem like, oh, I'm kind of scared to take the step, but like I would be more scared to be in the same position a year from now and not have a job or the job that I'm happy with. So I'm so happy that like I took the leap and did it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Bianca. I really appreciate your time, and yeah,
Yes.
good luck in your next job. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys too.